You're listening to Country 1470 KWIV. You're home in the country in Douglas, Wyoming. Keep listening because at 6:30 we're going to go to the champion basketball game in Casper. Douglas High School boys against StarValley. To the boys championship basketball game in Casper with Tom Stokes. Tom?
StarValley fans leading Section D. Leave those sections open for those.
Okay, I will assume we're set to go here. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 3A Boys State Championship game here on KWIV. They're starting a little bit later than they anticipated, but we'll be getting underway in just a few short minutes. The Douglas Bearcats have had a long and winding season, and the season has led them to the 3A State Championship game, a tournament that has been full of upsets. And the Douglas Bearcats have been one of the two survivors. They'll be taking on the StarValley Braves tonight for the state championship in the 3A ranks. The two teams met just 3 years ago in the state championship game, a game that was won handily by StarValley as Douglas came out, shot very cold in the first quarter, and ended up with a big deficit in that game. And the Douglas Bearcats out for revenge. In fact, the StarValley Braves are the team that knocked Douglas off in the first round last year by a score, I believe, of 60-48. So the Douglas Bearcats have some paybacks on their mind tonight in this state championship game. The Douglas Bearcats with an overall record now of 16-7. StarValley is at 17-6 on the season. Douglas made their trip here to the state title game by defeating Jackson in the first round, 79-66, as Nathan Rolfe had 31 points in that game. Mike Lehman added 24 for the Bearcats in their first round game in the semifinal game last night. Once again, it was Nathan Rolfe hitting 15 of 18 free throws last night and scoring 23 points as the Bearcats defeated their cross-county rivals, the Glen Rock Herders, 74-62. The StarValley Braves in the first round, they defeated Newcastle 66-54. And yesterday in a close defensive struggle, they defeated Powell 46-42 over at Casper College yesterday afternoon. As we're getting set for Bearcat basketball for the state championship for all the marbles tonight on KWIV. We'll come back and have a look at your starting lineups and have the opening tip coming up after we take this 30-second timeout. How are we going to do this now?
Lockwood's Carpet in Douglas carries a complete line of floor covering, carpets, vinyl, and ceramic at the lowest prices. Professional installation, too. The Lockwoods wish the Bearcats the best of luck. Plains Motor Supply is your Napa Auto Parts dealer, serving Douglas since 1948 with the best auto parts available. Plains Motor Supply at 109 South 1st Street, near the tracks in downtown Douglas, says good luck, Bearcats.
Event Center, the game we've been waiting for all year. The Douglas Bearcats have made it to the state championship game for the first time in 3 years, and they'll get set to host the StarValley Braves tonight. Glad you could be listening for Douglas Bearcat basketball in the championship game. Looks like we have a good crowd here from Douglas ready to cheer on the Bearcats. We'll have the Bearcat student body sitting right behind us, so things could be loud and things could be rowdy here tonight at the Casper Event Center. And we're set to bring you all of the action. Alongside me this evening is Mark Andrews. We finally got him out of the station and out here to Casper, and he'll be sitting in with us and bringing along all of the action as we get set for a look at our starting lineup. And in fact, we'll go ahead and introduce the entire rosters for each team. For the Bearcats, we'll go ahead and, we'll start with StarValley, their entire lineup. Coming off of the bench for StarValley is number 4, Andy Hawkinson, a 5'11" sophomore. Also number 2, Brian Neal, a 5'9" junior. He wears number 22. I said that, didn't I? Also coming off of the bench, we have number 23, Derek Kleeman, a 6'3" senior for the StarValley Braves. Tony Neal is number 30. He's a 5'11" junior. Brady Stevenson coming off the bench, number 31, a 5'8" junior for the StarValley Braves. Charles Kleeman, number 32, he's a 6'4" junior for StarValley. And Scott Erickson coming off the bench, number 40, a 6'1" sophomore for the StarValley Braves. Let's take a look at the bench for the Douglas Bearcats. Number 10, Jeff Philo, a 5'7" junior coming off the bench. Also number 12, David Philo, a 5'7" sophomore. Jeff's brother, Chad Ballard, number 13, suited up for the Bearcats. Number 13, a 5'7" sophomore. Shannon Fincher gets suited up for the state championship game. Number 41, a 5'10" sophomore. Jay Johnson, a 5'9" sophomore. David LaPlante, a 6'2" senior. And Tom Tomlin, a 6'2" senior for the Douglas Bearcats. Actually 6'3", let's see. And now let's get to your starting lineup. First for the StarValley Braves in their home uniforms, the white uniforms with red numerals and gold trim. They will be starting in the backcourt. Number 24, Jason Casper. Number 24, a 5'10" senior alongside him is Jared Erickson. Number 44, a 5'11" senior. The center is Paul Sanderson. Number 42, a 6'2" senior. And the forward, Clint Fulmer, number 33, a 6'1" senior. And Blair Gardner, number 34, a 6'1" junior. For the StarValley Braves, the head coach is Van Hawkinson. For the StarValley Braves. For the Douglas Bearcats, your starting lineup this evening. In the backcourt, it's the point guard, John Hardy, number 22, a 5'10" junior for the Bearcats, averaging 13 points a game. Alongside him, Nathan Ross, number 54, being introduced right now, getting the big cheer from the Douglas crowd, averaging 23 points a game. Nathan wears number 54, a 6'1" junior. The forwards will be Chris Caskey, a 5'10" senior, wearing number 23. Todd Welch, number 21, a 5'10" senior. And in the middle, it's Nathan Rolfe, a 6' junior for the Douglas High School Bearcats. Head coach is Rich Yeaman for the Bearcats, and we are about to get things underway here on KWIV. Bearcats will be going to our left here in the first half. As they come out onto the court first, Nathan Rolfe will step into the circle to jump it up for the Douglas Bearcats. Sanderson will be jumping for the StarValley Braves. As we get sub-court action here tonight on KWIV, the Bearcats and Braves going for the state championship. In case you missed it, the third place game today, the Lady Bearcats won 48-39. Kip Lentz and Kip Price, and Mike Lehman comes out with it for the Bearcats. They get the ball off to Hardy, and he's across midcourt. Pass on the far side goes to Welch. Welch drives baseline, gets past his man and lays it up, and good. Todd Welch opens it up, and the Bearcats come out in their full-court press. Casper gets the inbounds, working against Hardy, gets it off on the far side for Clint Fulmer. Pass to Paul Sanderson, off to Clint Fulmer, back to Sanderson at the free throw line, passes near side for Casper, three-point range, up to Fulmer, back to Casper on the baseline, 14-footer won't go, rebound comes right back to him. He'll kick it back up top, and StarValley will start again. Fulmer loses the ball, tries to tip it back, Ross Whippet throws it down to John Hardy, lays it up, and good, and he's fouled. John Hardy with the pass break layup, and he draws the foul as well on the pass from Nathan Rolfe.
Looks like the Bearcats have a lot of energy starting off this game.
So they're coming out really
Fired up.
really intense, fired up. That's the right term. Personal is called on Clint Fulmer, his first. Hardy puts the shot up, no good on the free throw, and Sanderson rips it down. Back the other way, Casper sets up the offense up top, pass on the far side to Fulmer, back up top to Jason Casper. To Sanderson up top, the leading scorer for the Braves, gets it off to Fulmer, three-pointer on the way, it's up and good. Bearcats lead at 4-3, Hardy back the other way to Rolfe, drives down the lane, puts the shot up, it won't go, and rebound pulled down by Fulmer. Backcourt pressure from the Bearcats as Hardy hounds Casper as he gets the outlet pass off to Fulmer across midcourt. Down in the corner, pass comes to Jared Erickson. They swing it near side for Casper in the high post for Sanderson. Gets away from Lehman, and Hardy seals it. Hardy on the run, and he'll have to pull things up as StarValley gets players back quickly. His bounce pass down low, a bad pass taken away by Fulmer as he was looking for Rolfe. So a turnover by the Bearcats, and StarValley comes back the other way. Fulmer gets the pass in the high post for Sanderson, looking down low for Erickson. Kick it back out for Fulmer. Three-pointer won't go. Rolfe can't control the rebound, and Casper comes out with it. Gets it down low to Blair Gardner. Bounces, passes it across the lane for Erickson, and he puts it up and good over Mike Lehman. StarValley has the lead, 5-4. Hardy back the other way. Hardy picked up by Kazera. Man-to-man defense from StarValley. Passes near side for Cassie. The cutter is Lehman, loses it out of bounds. Hardy tries to come up with it underneath. He can't hang on to it. It goes out of bounds, and Bearcats turn it over. I think once they settle down a little bit, they'll get back a little bit more into their game here.
Yeah, they got their first nervous jitters here, the first opening minute.
Nervous energy. Pass took by Rolfe. Taken out of there by Gardner. Gets it off to Sanderson. Shot won't go. Sanderson follows, no good, and Rolfe with the rebound. Up to John Hardy. Dishes off on the right side for Lehman. He can't hang on to it. It goes out of bounds.
Bearcats are trying to force the ball down to the court too fast, I think, the problem here.
Yeah, it's a little bit out of control here in the early going. Kazera will bring it across midcourt for StarValley. Pass on the far side for Fulmer. Back to Kazera to Fulmer. Kazera now to Sanderson in the high post. Gets double team, kicks it out to Fulmer. He'll try the three. Off the side of the rim, no good. Cassie with the rebound. He gets it off to Todd Welch. Welch brings it across midcourt for Douglas. Pass underneath. Cassie on the weak side. Wide open. Goes up and good. Quick pass to the basket. Todd Welch the assist for the Bearcats. Pressure on the inbounds. Fulmer gets it across midcourt. Pass to Erickson. Up top for Kazera. Back to Erickson to Kazera in the high post. They go to Sanderson. He's double teamed. It's stolen away by Hardy, and they'll call the jump ball first. So Hardy ties him up, and the arrow pointing the StarValley way. So they'll play it in on the far sideline. 4:29 left in the first quarter. It's been a fast-moving first quarter. Bearcats lead at 6-5. Inbounds comes to Kazera. Kazera cross court for Fulmer, open for the 18-footer on the baseline. It's up and good. Brent Fulmer with 5 of StarValley's 7 points, and the Bearcats trail at 7-6. Hardy comes back the other way for the Bearcats. Hardy on the far side for Cassie. Looks for cutters. They don't come open. He drives through the free throw line, gets it up top for Nathan Rolfe, covered by Sanderson. To Hardy, works on Cozier, gets past Cozier, goes down the lane, lays it up and good. Quick move by John Hardy. He just flew right past Jason Cozier that time. Cozier in the back court, gets across midcourt, gets it off to Erickson. Bounce pass for Gardner, knocked away by Cassie. StarValley looked like they had the easy basket that time, and Cassie came over and knocked the pass out of bounds. Fulmer to play it in, gets it to Cozier. Cross court for Fulmer, and we have a foul away from the ball. And we'll have an illegal pick here, moving pick set by Paul Sanderson for the StarValley Braves. That's his first. And the second team foul for StarValley.
It looks like StarValley likes to do that cross court pattern to the number 33 there.
Fulmer. Yes. Fulmer's been their big offensive threat here so far. Checking in for StarValley, it's Ty Draney checks in as StarValley goes to a smaller, quicker lineup. Lob pass underneath, goes to Lehman from Hardy. It's up and good. Mike Lehman, the basket. Great pass from John Hardy. Full court pressure. Draney gets the double team, gets out of it, pulls up on the dribble, and gets it off to Sanderson across midcourt. Back to Ty Draney. Draney gets away from Hardy to the free throw line, off to Cozier. 17-footer, up and good. Kazera gets the basket. And it's a one-point game again. Bearcats lead at 10-9. John Hardy, far side to Chris Cassie. Back. Now, Lord, here, from up here, no, now, the one forward, now, we'll do sure, go forward, now. So, they go on the top, the packet, and now, they're no, the English, and now, they're more, no, keep down, from the side, it'll be now. And the air, we'll not know it out. Oh, been out in this, hopefully, so that.
High intensity game so far. They're both.
Yeah, pretty much what you'd expect for a state championship game. Paul Sanderson at the free throw line. For one shot, and it's no good. Nathan Rolfe rips down the rebound. Gets it to Hardy. He's across midcourt. Pass on the far side for Welch. Up top for Caskey. Caskey had a big game last night. Back to Welch. Long jumper on the way. It won't go. Rebound is tipped out to Sanderson. Long down court pass goes to Erickson, and he'll get it up top for Causer. On the far sideline, looking inside to get it to Gardner on the baseline. Pass is tipped away by Lehman. StarValley will play it in on their own baseline. 2:07 left in the first quarter. Pass comes in high for Sanderson, and from behind, Hardy grabs an arm there. John Hardy going to pick up the personal. First on Hardy, second team foul.
22, John Hardy. First personal, 2 team fouls on the Bearcats.
So StarValley plays it in on the baseline. Pass comes into Kazera on the far corner. He'll dribble up top now. Gets it near side for Draney. Bearcats stick in their zone. Draney will pull up for the three. It's off the side of the rim. No good. Rebound tipped loose. Kazera comes up with it. Goes down the baseline. Leaves it too hard. Tries to get his own rebound again and knocks it out of bounds. Bearcats not boxing out too well that time down the court. They'll play it in. Hardy across midcourt for the Bearcats. Gets it near side for Caskey. Picked up by Draney. StarValley will save in a man-to-man pretty much the whole game, more than likely. Pass cross court by Caskey to Welch, and Welch just lost it right through his hands. It goes out of bounds. So the turnover by the Bearcats, they lead it 12-11, 1:33 left in the first quarter. Kazera gets it across midcourt to Draney in the high post for Sanderson. Off to Kazera on the far wing. Looking back inside, they get it to Sanderson. Shot's good. And they call the traveling first. Break for the Bearcats. As Sanderson got inside behind the defense that time. But they call him for the traveling violation first. Turnover, and the Bearcats get it, leading by 1. Hardy pulls up at the free throw line, gets it off to Caskey. Caskey to Lehman up top. Gets it in the high post for John Hardy. Turnaround jumper way off the mark. There's Welch with the rebound. He follows it up from the weak side, up and good. Full court pressure again. They get the pass to Kazera. He's across midcourt. Takes it all the way. Dishes off on the near sideline to Gardner. Shot blocked by Hardy. Rebound comes to, who is that? 40, excuse me, Jared Erickson got the rebound. He went back up with it, and he was fouled.
54, Nathan Rolfe. Second personal, 3.
Big block there by John Hardy, but once again, StarValley gets the rebound, and the personal going to be called on John Hardy underneath, I believe. No, excuse me, Nathan Rolfe will pick it up, his second. Substitutions in for both teams. Tom Tomlin checks in, and David Philo checks in as Hardy will sit down, and also Nathan Rolfe sit down. Rolfe with 2 fouls now. Couple of new players in for StarValley. Andy Hawkinson, number 4, a sophomore, checks into the lineup as we have Jared Erickson at the free throw line for 2 shots. The first one is good. He'll get a second, and we'll have a substitution in for him at the next dead ball. Second free throw, rims around, won't go. Sanderson tries to tip it, almost got it over the back of Tomlin, but it wouldn't go. Bearcats come down with the ball. Caskey across midcourt, gets it up top for David Philo. Philo working on Hawkinson, loses the ball. It's loose, picked up by Gardner. Gardner takes it down the lane, lays it up and good. Excuse me, that's Erickson. Jared Erickson gets the steal and the layup, and we're tied at 14, 25 seconds left in the first quarter. Pass on the near baseline comes to Caskey. Back to David Philo. He gets double teamed, has the ball stolen away, and they'll call the foul on Ty Draney. Philo looks a little bit tentative out there. You can tell he's a sophomore.
He's having a little trouble handling the ball on the drill, bringing it down the court.
First foul on Draney, and the third team foul for the StarValley Braves. Checking in for StarValley, it's Durek Kleeman. He'll replace Sanderson. Sanderson leaves with 2 points. Leading scorer for StarValley is Sanderson. Pass comes in on the near side for Lehman. His pass tipped away and out of bounds by Gardner. So the Bearcats will try it again here on the near sideline. Welch to play it in. Comes up top for Chris Caskey. Caskey gets it to David Philo. Philo working on Hawkinson. Almost has it stripped away again. Gets it off to Welch. He'll pull up for the long jumper off the back of the rim. No good. Hawkinson with the rebound. Outlet to Fulmer, and he won't get the shot off before the clock runs out. And our score at the end of the first quarter, well, we haven't settled anything yet. At the end of one quarter, it's Douglas 14, StarValley 14, and we'll be back after this 30-second timeout.
Coming event here at the Casper Event Center on Wednesday, March 13th, the evening with Jan Leno. Saturday, March 30th, Art Corps presents Theater Imago. Friday, April 5th and 6th, the second annual Tough Man Contest. Friday, April 12th in concert, Skip Ewing and Michael Martin Murphy. Also, basketball fans, copies of tonight's game is available on video.
Welcome back to the Casper Event Center. The score after the end of one quarter, it's Douglas 14, StarValley 14, as we have the Douglas cheerleaders out here performing a little bit of a triangle. As we start out the second quarter, the Bearcats will have the ball first. StarValley comes out with Hawkinson, Graney, Sanderson back in, Gardner, and Clint Fulmer. Bearcats have Lehman, Caskey, Welch, Nathan Rolfe, and Hardy back in. Nathan Rolfe with 2 personals. Inbound comes to Hardy. He's across midcourt against Hawkinson. Gets it near side for Todd Welch, three-point range. Up to Caskey, dishes it off for Lehman, cuts baseline, tries to kick it out, and it hits the back of the backboard. That'll be out of bounds. Lehman got himself in trouble that time. In the first quarter, Bearcats shot 7 of 12 from the field. StarValley 6 of 16 from the field in the first quarter. Graney gets across midcourt, gets double teamed by Rolfe and Hardy, and calls for the traveling violation as he tries to get out of the double team. So the Bearcats force the turnover. Just getting things going here in the second quarter. Inbounds comes to Hardy at midcourt. Hardy picked up by Hawkinson in a high post for Lehman, cuts in the lane, fakes once, goes up with it, and he's hit by 3 different players. I think Hawkinson will pick it up here. First on Hawkinson, 4th team foul for StarValley, and Nathan Rolfe will go to the free throw line. An incredible story here at state tournament. Nathan Rolfe in the first 2 games has hit 28 out of 31 free throws. He's spent lots of time there. He's probably shooting free throws in his sleep, and he'll get 2 here. The first one won't go. And Rolfe will get a second. Nathan Rolfe has yet to score for the Bearcats. Nathan cuts for the second. It's on the way, and it's off the back of the rim. No good. Welch tries to save the rebound. Can't do it. It comes out to Sanderson. He'll get it off to Kazer. And he'll step across midcourt, picked up by Hardy. Hawkinson gets it near side, back to Kazer, three-point range. In the post for Sanderson, turnaround 13-footer won't go, and Welch pulls down the rebound. Back the other way, Hardy gets past Hawkinson. Up for Nathan Rolfe, cuts down against Sanderson and gets fouled on the outside. Looks like Fulmer will pick it up, and that's 2 on Clint Fulmer.
StarValley foul on number 33.
And that is the 5th team foul now on StarValley, so we'll have Nathan Rolfe at the free throw line with the 1-and-1. As Rolfe looks good, he's taking the basket strong here in this first half.
In the second quarter, too, with intensity hasn't really dimmered at all. It's still pretty strong intensity.
Rolfe will be at the line. He'll get the 1-and-1 this time, as Jared Erickson checks back in for StarValley. Free throw on the way. It's no good again. Welch pulls down the rebound, gets it out to Caskey inside for Lehman. Turnaround jumper off the back of the rim. No, Lehman, or Rolfe gets the rebound. Turnaround won't go. Welch with another rebound. It's knocked away from behind and goes out of bounds. Bearcats will get it.
Looks like Nathan Rolfe is struggling right now with his shot. He's
They're still just a little bit over-eager on everything they do. Caskey will play it in. It comes up top, stolen away by Hawkinson, and we'll have a traveling violation on Andy Hawkinson. That's the 3, and the Bearcats lead at 17-14, 6.5 minutes left in the quarter. And the Bearcats will now pull back on the defense, pick up the trap at midcourt. Hawkinson gets it near side for Kazare. Inside for Sanderson, spins around Lehman and puts it up and good. Paul Sanderson with the basket, and we're back to a 1-point game. Hardy to Nathan Rolfe, back up top for Hardy, back to Rolfe, working past Sanderson, lays it up a little too hard. Lehman with the follow, up and good. Mike Lehman gets the follow-up basket for the Bearcats. Kazare back quickly the other way for StarValley. He'll get it up top for Hawkinson. Far side for Kazare, high post to Sanderson, gets double teamed. Cross court here for Hawkinson. His pass on the baseline, tipped away out of bounds by Caskey. The quick hands by Chris Caskey. Checking in for StarValley, it's Charles Kleeman, number 32, in for the first time, and Ty Draney will return. Gardner and Hawkinson will sit down. Erickson, Jared Erickson, will play it in on the near sideline, gets it to Kazare. Down low for Sanderson, working against Lehman, gets double teamed, gets it off to Draney. 16-footer is up and good. Ty Draney hits it, and we're back to a 1-point game. Bearcats lead at 19-18. Hardy in low to Rolfe, kicks it off for Caskey. Three-pointer is short. Sanderson gets the rebound. Long down for a pass goes to Draney, and he'll dribble back up and get it off to Kazare. They'll slow things down. Sanderson gets past Hardy, has it tipped by Lehman, gets it out to Kazare. 16-footer too hard, and Welch with another rebound. Kazare brings it across midcourt himself. Pulls up for the three-pointer, won't go. Hardy with the rebound, knocks down to get the basket, and no foul. But Hardy gets the basket as he was stripped from behind, and there was no call at all.
Hardy showing some real good determination on the boards there, too.
21-18, Bearcats lead. A pass comes to Jared Erickson on the baseline, gets it inside for Charles Lehman, misses the easy basket, and Lehman pulls down the rebound. He'll get it off to John Hardy. Hardy pulls up at the top, back to Lehman, back to Hardy. Looking down low for Nathan Rolfe, shot over Sanderson, leaves it short, and Draney with the rebound. Back the other way, Draney across midcourt to Sanderson up top, back to Ty Draney. He gets the cross-court pass near side here to Kazare, back up top for Draney. He'll try cutting in, puts up the running one-hander, no good. Lehman out with the rebound. Lehman gets it off to Hardy. He's across midcourt. Gets it to Rolfe in the high post, just outside the lane. Back to Hardy. Three-pointer on the way. It's up and good. John Hardy with 9 points for the Bearcats. Halfway through this second quarter, Bearcats have their biggest lead at 6 points, 24-18, as Kazare gets across midcourt. Kazare off to Draney. Back to Kazare near side on the baseline to Kleeman. That's Charles Kleeman. Back to Kazare, three-point range over to Draney. Thinks about the three. Then gets it off to Kazare. Back to Draney. Draney holds it on the far side. Pulls up for the three. It's short. Rebound comes right to Kazare. He'll dribble out. Now it drives on the near side. Gets it into Charles Kleeman. Loses the ball. Lehman comes up with it. Hardy across midcourt, near side for Welch, goes in on Erickson, puts it up and good. Nice move by Todd Welch, who has 6 for the Bearcats. And StarValley wants a timeout. Bearcats lead it by 8 points, 26-18. The Bearcat fans are on their feet behind us, and we'll be back after the 30-second timeout. So far, so good.
So far, yeah, that's right. Welcome
back to the Casper Event Center. The Bearcat fans are on their feet, and the StarValley fans are sitting over there kind of sullen looking right at the moment as the Bearcats have moved out to their biggest lead of the game at 26-18. 3:08 left in the first quarter.
Douglas Bearcats defense is holding strong. They're not letting any real inside shots so far.
Tom Tomlin has checked into the game for Douglas. He's in there for Chris Caskey. Otherwise, it's the same five for the Bearcats. Casper across midcourt. Gets it up top for Draney in the high post to Sanderson. Near side to Casper, three-point range. Back up top to Draney. Near side for Casper. Looking down low, they get it into Gardner, puts it up a little too hard, comes right back to him, goes back up, no good, but he'll be fouled from behind. I believe Tom Tomlin will pick that one up. And that's who they called on. Tomlin picks up his first, and that is the fourth team foul for the Bearcats. So both teams will shoot free throws for the rest of the half. Gardner at the line, he'll get two. The first one won't go. It's been a pretty cleanly played game. Hasn't really had too many fouls here in the first half.
Yeah, very clean game. The only thing with StarValley, they're having trouble shooting the ball right now. It just doesn't want to go down for them. Of course, the defense of Douglas is very strong right now, too.
They've gotten some easy shots, too, and they're just leaving them too hard. Second free throw by Gardner is up and good. 7-point lead for the Bearcats as they come back the other way. Hardy across midcourt, working against Casper, finds Tomlin underneath, banks it too hard. Tomlin tips it out the rebound, and Casper comes up with it, though. Tomlin, I'll bet he wishes he had that one over. Casper gets it to Fulmer, who's back in. On the baseline, they get it to Jared Erickson, off to Sanderson. They kick it back up top for Fulmer as the Bearcat defense is there. Fulmer has it up top, near side for Casper. Pass on the near side for Erickson. It's tipped out of bounds by Welch. Bearcats just all over the place out there on defense. StarValley is trying to work it inside, and they can't get it in on this matchup zone by the Bearcats. Pass comes to Casper near side, three-point range. Cross court for Fulmer. Fakes the three, gets Tomlin in the air, now dishes down low for Erickson, and the blocking foul will be called on Lehman for the Bearcats. Lehman picks it up, his first. And going to the line, it will be Jared Erickson. He'll get the 1-and-1 opportunity. StarValley only 2 of 5 from the free throw line in the game. The Bearcats have missed all 4 of their free throws here in the first half.
Well, Douglas has seemed to be holding StarValley to, they've only pulled them to 5 points so far in this second quarter. 6
well,
points
make
now.
it 6 now as Erickson hits the first free throw. Erickson now with 6 points. He'll get a second here. We're going to cut the lead back down to 5. 2:08 left in the quarter. Free throw on the way in. Good by Jared Erickson. Inbounds comes to Hardy. He's across midcourt for the Cats. Pass on the far side for Caskey, that's Welch. To Lehman to Ralph up top. Passes in the lane into traffic, and the Bearcats are lucky that StarValley knocks that out. As ill-advised pass by Nathan Roth there. He tried to hit Lehman, who was double covered down low. Hardy will play it in on the baseline. Long pass comes up top for Lehman, off on the far side for Todd Welch, three-point range. Gets it back to John Hardy. On the far side for Welch. Welch up top to Tomlin. Near side comes to Rolfe. Rolfe cuts in the lane, lays it up, and good. Went right past Sanderson and got past Gardner. The Bearcats right is what's doing it for them right now. Casper across midcourt, pulls up on the dribble, gets it off to Fulmer. Fulmer on the baseline to Erickson, back up top to Fulmer. Cross court for Casper, three-point range. Welch picks up him quickly. Down low for Sanderson, works past Lehman, leaves it up, no good, but follows his own shot and gets the second one. A minute 12 left in the first half. Hardy gets the inbounds up to Nathan Rolfe. He'll bring it across midcourt as Casper applied token pressure that time. Off to Welch on the near side. He'll pull up for the 15-footer on the baseline. Too hard. Gardner with the rebound. He gets it off to Casper, and StarValley brings it across into the final minute of the first half. Fulmer up top for Sanderson. Back to Fulmer. He'll try it from three, and it's good. Glenn Fulmer, his second three-point basket, and it cuts it to a two-point game, 28-26, 40 seconds left in the first half. Hardy up in the high post for Lehman, near side to Welch, three-point range. Tomlin wants it down low. Can't get it to him. To Hardy, back to Welch. Back up top for Hardy, fakes once, dribbles left, kicks it out for Welch up top for Nathan Rolfe, works his way, spins in, puts it up, good, and he fouled. Nathan Rolfe, a spin move down the lane, he got the shot, and he drew. Now, he's another one where I fall, Joe, and the ball to pick up and no ball in the bin. Well, he's an old in the bag of business. No, but he's already no pay, the mother of the thousand of her net. Oh, well, that's bad for her to go down for his back. He is down, no spot, but open, out, but it's the girls. He is now, video factor. Now, both the lead back, but there's Europe, he's a nail, no, this out, and it's like this, and all of it is back, both parties get. Now, here, we're plugging it up. No, it's it. So, well, cause it's that nail with cause, because I never can know either. Quarter. Inbounds comes to Kazare. Kazare working against Hardy, down low, gets it to Erickson, dishes it off for Sanderson in the lane, goes up, no good, but we'll have a whistle as he had Bearcats draped all over him that time. Slide down a little bit here.
Foul on number 22, John Hardy, second personal.
So Hardy will pick it up. That's his second, and going to the line for two shots, I believe, will be Paul Sanderson. Sanderson with 6 points in the game. Set for the first. It's on the way, and it's good. Second one by Sanderson. Hits the front of the rim and climbs over. And it's now a three-point game with 6 seconds left. Cassie across midcourt. Gets it to Welch. Turn around from the free throw line won't go, and that will be the end of the first half. And our score at halftime, the Bearcats led by as many as 8 points in that first half. They lead it by 3 at halftime. It's Douglas 31, StarValley 28, and we'll be back after this 60-second timeout.
Converse County Bank, your hometown bank in Douglas, wishes the Bearcats the best at regional basketball tournaments. Douglas boys and girls set standards for the rest of the state, and their standards are always high. Best of luck to you from the Converse County Bank. Where others have their branches, we have our roots. Member FDIC.
James A. Hardy, attorney at law, 900 South Grant Street in Douglas. Always proud to be a Douglas Bearcat sponsor. Call 358-6818. James and Karen Hardy wish the Douglas Bearcats success.
Curtin's Liquor in Douglas, where they're always high in spirits. Old Silas says, go Bearcats and show them what spirit is all about. This message is brought to you from Old Silas and Curtin's Package Liquor. Dean Gully Motors, proud to support Douglas youth at all their endeavors, academic, community projects, and sports. Dean Gully Motors wishes the girls and boys basketball teams the best of luck at regionals. Come home number 1.
My Realty Company in Douglas wants to be your realty company. Call any one of the complete real estate professionals at 358-6442. My Realty Company.
Game in that third place game as the Herders won it 81-80. They overcame a 17-point deficit in the second quarter and ended up taking the lead for the first time with less than 2 minutes left in the game as Jay Kager had the game of his life, I would imagine. 46 points for Jay Kager this afternoon, had 8 3-point baskets as the Glen Rock Herders take third place over Powell, 81-80. And Glen Rock completes an 18-6 season, an impressive year for our friends from across the county, the Glen Rock Herders, and head coach Tony Laner. In the other third-place game, it was the Douglas Lady Bearcats. I imagine most all of you already know that they won the third-place game this afternoon over Thermopolis, 48-39. So the Lady Bearcats finished the year 19-5 on the season, and they are the third-place team for the girls from the state. We now have the Sheridan Bronx, the third-place team for the boys in 4A, getting their trophy. And we'll be back, take a look at some statistics, and see if we get our Lady Bearcats up here shortly after this 60-second timeout.
Andrews of StarValley, please come to the scores table. Brian Andrews of StarValley.
Curtin's Liquor in Douglas, where they're always high in spirits. Old Silas says, go Bearcats and show them what spirit is all about. This message is brought to you from Old Silas and Curtin's Package Liquor. Dean Gully Motors proud to support Douglas youth at all their endeavors, academic, community projects, and sports. Dean Gully Motors wishes the girls and boys basketball teams the best of luck at regionals. Come home number 1.
My Realty Company in Douglas wants to be your realty company. Call any one of the complete real estate professionals at 358-6442. My Realty Company. Converse County Bank is truly a hometown bank. Converse County Bank, locally owned, that means that they are locally concerned. Converse County Bank, hometown banking at its best. Member FDIC. Mentor Sand and Gravel for everything from a sidewalk to a road. The folks at Mentor Sand and Gravel are behind the Bearcats all the way this season. And Key Insurance Services for complete insurance protection, representing many of the nation's finest insurance companies. Key Insurance Services welcomes Kathy Felton. Key Insurance, 358-3335.
Our score at halftime, the Douglas Bearcats in the lead in this 3A state championship game as they lead the StarValley Braves 31-28. Leading scorer at the half for the Bearcats is John Hardy with 9 points. Leading scorers for StarValley, Fulmer and Sanderson, each with 8. We'll get set for a look at your complete statistics here coming up shortly. And we'd like to say thanks to all of our Douglas Bearcat boosters, all of our boosters who remained with us throughout the entire season, and also for those who have supported the Douglas Bearcats throughout regionals and state tournaments this year. Thanks for their support in making these broadcasts possible here on KWIV in Douglas. We'll be back, take a look at those statistics, but right now we need to hear from some of those Bearcat boosters for you. We'll take a nice long time out here and take this 2-minute time out.
Doc Chimney Cleaning does complete chimney cleaning and sells accessories, and also carries Avalon and Hearthstone stoves and Ventura pellet stoves. Doc Chimney, 358-5420 in Douglas. Power Resources Highland Uranium Project, happy to support the Douglas Bearcats. Power Resources, dedicated to living and working in Converse County for a better economy and a safe environment. Good luck, Bearcats, from Power Resources. Wishing the Bearcats the best of luck, Pacific Power and Light Company, serving Wyoming's power needs with ever-increasing efficiency. Good luck from Pacific Power and Light. Register each week at Boland's Food Market to win one $50 and two $25 grocery gift certificates. Boland's Food Market, your hometown grocer in Douglas at 130 South 4th Street. Bristol Construction is your complete general contractor in Douglas, doing commercial and residential construction. Call Glenn or Ron at 358-3788.
Get great meals in a warm, friendly atmosphere at Fat Ed's Cafe, 11th and Richards, open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner with daily specials. Treat the whole family to a great sit-down meal, or for a carry-out, call Fat Ed's, 358-6330. Michael Manor, offering 24-hour professional care. Michael Manor, small enough to offer a home-like atmosphere and able to give more special care. Michael Manor of Douglas, phone 358-3397. Mini-Mart offers fast, friendly service 24 hours a day. Stop in for a sandwich and your favorite fountain drink. Mini-Mart at 714 South 4th in Douglas, your convenience store, says Go Bearcats. And another booster for you, Converse Lumber Company, serving Converse County with quality lumber and hardware products since 1910. Call your lumber number, 358-3151. Converse Lumber Company at 2nd and Oak in Douglas.
3A state championship game. The Douglas Bearcats lead at 31-28. Let's run through those final statistics for you. The Bearcats, as I mentioned, leading scorer is John Hardy. Is 4 of 5 from the field, and he's 1 of 1 from three-point range in there. He missed his only free throw, but 9 points for Hardy. Nathan Rolfe is 3 of 7 from the field, and he's also 1 of 1 from three-point range figured in there. Only 1 of 4 from the free throw line, however. 8 points for Nathan Rolfe. Todd Welch with 6 points at the half. 3 of 9 from the field, including a missed three-point shot. 6 points for Welch. 4 points for Chris Caskey. He's 2 of 3 from the field. His one miss was on a 3-point shot. And Mike Lehman also with 4 points, 2 for 3 from the field. Tom Tomlin played and did not score, missed his only shot. David Philo played for a few minutes, did not take a shot for the Bearcats. Overall shooting 50%, 14 of 28, and they're 2 of 5 on 3-point shots, but only 1 for 5 from the free throw line so far in the game for their 31 points. For StarValley, Clint Fulmer is 3 of 5 from the field, including 2 out of 4 on 3-point shots. He has 8 points. Sanderson, 3 of 8 from the field, 2 of 3 from the line for 8 points. 7 points for Jared Erickson. He's 2 of 3 from the field, 3 for 4 from the line for 7 points. 2 points apiece for Casper and for Ty Draney. Each are 1 of 4 from the field. And Blair Gardner is 0 for 3 from the field, 1 of 2 from the line for 1 point. Kleeman, Derek Kleeman, and also Charles Kleeman have both played and not scored, and Hawkinson has played and not scored in that first half. StarValley is 10 of 28 from the field, 2 for 6 from the line, and 6 of 9 from, or 2 of 6 from 3-point range, and 6 of 9 from the free throw line. So the Bearcats shoot the better percentage in that first half. I think you can attribute that to getting some good shots, I think, Mark.
Good shots, yeah, and plus they, what was I going to say?
Especially on offensive rebounds.
Offensive rebounds, John Hardy's been a strong force on the offensive rebounds. On that one play, he was up there, hands above everybody else, and literally pulled down the rebound, went back up, and that got the basket. And StarValley I find their defense is not playing that as hard as Douglas's defense. Douglas seems to be wanting to win this more than StarValley does right now, because their defense, Douglas's end, is just man-to-man or on his own coverage and just holding them to outside shots, not letting that ball into the I forgot what it's called.
Into the lane.
Into the lane, yes, right.
Okay, so our score at halftime, it's Douglas 31, StarValley 28. It should be quite a second half. And when we come back, we're going to have a special guest joining us, and we'll come back for that after this 30-second timeout.
Another Bearcat booster for you this season. Lockwood's Carpet is your professional floor covering dealer in Douglas. Always the top quality at the best prices. Call Lockwood's Carpet in Douglas at 358-5161. The people of Antelope Pool Nurco are working to build their lives around a community they enjoy living in. Antelope Pool Nurco, proud to be a Douglas Bearcat sponsor this season.
Back to the Casper Event Center as we get set for the start of the third quarter. We're joined by a special guest here at halftime, a former voice of the Douglas Bearcats from a couple of years back, and a guy we had fortunately to work with us at the station for a time. Gary Reitmeyer has made the trip up from Colorado. He's here watching the state championship games, and Gary, it's good to see you again.
Well, it's good to be back, Thomas. I'll tell you, the tournament's going good, looks like, for the Bearcats, and it's just good to be back here courtside in the great state of Wyoming. I'll tell you, you don't learn to appreciate things until you've been away from it for a while, but it's nice to be back, and I appreciate you letting me come by and sit in with you here.
Okay, well, we're about to start out the third quarter, so we'll make Gary stick around here for a little bit and join us for a few minutes. StarValley gets the ball in first. Bearcats have their starting lineup back out there, and it looks like the starter's back out there for StarValley. They'll go to the left here in the second half. Pass comes to Fulmer. Has Hardy in his face, gets it off to Casper, three-point range. Back to Fulmer. He'll try it from three, way off the mark, and Welch with another rebound. Welch playing a great game on the boards here for the Bearcats. He gets the pass here just inside three-point range, rims around, no good, and Gardner pulls down the rebound. StarValley back quickly, and then they'll hold things up. Kind of a hurry up and wait. That's kind of been a trademark for StarValley for years and years, I think.
You know, they're missing a few of the things that they used to miss, Tom. You know, they used to have those great leapers years ago. They don't seem to have that many of them anymore.
Yeah. Pass down low went to Sanderson. It was knocked away and stolen by the Bearcats. They came back the other way, and they throw the ball away, trying to get up court in a hurry. So StarValley will play it in their own back court, just getting the third quarter started. Casper brings it across midcourt. Far side for Blair Gardner, picked up by Caskey. They swing it up top for Fulmer, back to Casper. On the far sideline, Gardner gets away, gets into a double team, puts the shot up way short. He forced that one up, and Rolfe pulls down the rebound. Off to Hardy. He's across midcourt. Passes near side for Caskey. Three-point range covered by Fulmer to Rolfe. Turns the lane. Turnaround shot over Sanderson is up and good. Nathan Rolfe hits another one.
Nice 15-footer turnaround jumper by Nathan Rolfe. He's got good moves.
Kazera back the other way. Gets it low for Gardner. Now they swing it in for Sanderson. Gets the position and gets the shot over Mike Lehman down low. Sanderson with 10 points for the Braves. Hardy back the other way. Gets it off to Mike Lehman. Passes near side for Todd Welch, working against Erickson. Up top for Rolfe, three-point range. Rolfe tries to drive right, and we've got a whistle. And we'll have a foul. It's going to go against Gardner or Sanderson. Let's see which one they give it to.
Going against Sanderson, number 42.
Sanderson picks up his second. That's the first team foul on StarValley in the half, so the Bearcats will play it in on their own baseline. Hardy to put the ball in play. Long pass comes up top for Lehman. And Hardy will run back up top and take the pass down low in the post for Nathan Rolfe. Turnaround blocked by Sanderson, gets it back. Right-handed hook is up and good on the rebound. Nathan Rolfe with both Bearcat baskets here in the third quarter. They lead at 35-30.
And Rolfe was a lot of stick-to-itiveness that time from Nathan Rolfe. He kind of hung in there and got the ball right back.
Fulmer has it on the far side, gets it in the far corner for Erickson. Cross-court to Kazera. They find Gardner alone underneath. And Gardner lays it up and in, back to a three-point game at 35-33. Hardy back quickly for Douglas, gets it near side for Caskey. Caskey up top for Welch, swings it far side for Nathan Rolfe, covered by Erickson, back to Welch. Pulls up at the free throw line, won't go. Gardner pulls down the rebound. Todd Welch got out of that shooting slump he was in the regional tournament, and he's hit about 50% of his shots in the first two games. It's only about 3 of 10 here in this game. It's Sanderson, gets it up top for Kazera to Fulmer, swing it far side for Gardner. Off to Fulmer, thinks about the three. Now the jump pass to Gardner on the sideline. They get the long pass down low for Sanderson. As the Bearcats fronting on the defense that time. Sanderson misses the shot, but he'll be hacked. And they'll give the personal to John Hardy, and Hardy picks up his third. Bearcats have had trouble whenever Hardy gets into foul trouble, it seems. And Hardy
takes away part of their outside game is what it does.
Pass comes on the baseline to Erickson. He leaves it short. Second one is good, though. Jared Erickson sticks with it and gets the follow-up up and good, and it's a one-point game. Bearcats lead at 35-34. Pass comes near side for Caskey. Hardy cutting, can't get it to him. To Welch, swing it far side for Rolfe. Cuts in the lane, drives hard, leaves it short. Rebound is tipped out, and Caskey comes up with it. Caskey will pull up for about a 14-footer that's short. Underneath, Gardner pulls down the rebound, and Lehman ties him up. Good hustle move by Mike Lehman for the Bearcats.
I think StarValley was looking for the Bearcats just to run down court that time and leave them with the ball, and Lehman stuck with it, got the jump.
And the arrow points Douglas's way. They'll play it in on the baseline. It comes into Welch, gets it across the lane to Mike Lehman. Back off to Welch, three-point range on the far side. Back to Lehman, trying to drive in, has trouble with the dribble. Take it back out to Todd Welch. Up top now for Hardy. 4:05 left in the third quarter. Welch three-point range back up top to Hardy. Almost stolen by Kazera. Hardy will take off, goes down the lane, no good, but he draws the foul.
And John last time saw the seam and went right to it, took the ball to the hoop, and that's what you got to do.
As soon as Kazera went for the steal and got out of position, Hardy went straight to the basket. Aggressive move by Hardy.
You know, what I see in the Bearcat offense is what they need to do. They get Nathan Rolfe on the weak side sometimes, and they just need to have somebody come along the baseline, give him a pick, and he's wide open for a layup or, the short jumper. So they need to get him wrapped up in the offense just a little bit more.
First free throw is good by John Hardy. As Derek Kleeman checks back into the lineup for StarValley. Hardy will get a second. Hardy with 9 points in the first half and make it 11 as he hits both free throws. Bearcats back to a 3-point lead halfway through this third quarter. Kazera gets across midcourt, gets into the double team, gets it off to Fulmer. Back to Kazera. Hardy goes for the steal. Kazera gets away from him, but can't get the drive. Off to Fulmer for 3. It's short. Welch with the rebound. Welch brings it across midcourt himself. Gets it near side for Welch. The lane is open. He'll take it all the way. Lays it up in front. He'll be fouled late.
Good strong move that time by Trav Welch. He found wide open.
He was about to pass it back to Ralph and turned around and looked and found nobody between him and the basket.
And he went strong. He wasn't the beating out on that one. He'll get a chance for that three-point play. Can put the Bearcats up by 6.
Kleeman coming over late picks up the foul. That's his first and the third team foul on StarValley. As we have now Charles Kleeman checking in. Sanderson will sit down. And Todd Welch looking to complete the three-point play. Free throw on the way, and it's good. Todd Welch with 9 points for the Bearcats, getting balanced scoring again here tonight. Fulmer gets away from Ross, gets it to Gardner at the free throw line. Caskey might have gotten a piece of that. It was short. And on the rebound, we'll have a jump ball called.
A little quick on the whistle, I think, that time by the official. I don't think he really had, the StarValley player didn't really have a control along with
Todd Welch would agree with you.
I think he probably will, but he's a little upset.
Fulmer will play it in, gets it in the corner to Kazera on the far side. Up top for Fulmer, covered by Hardy. They work it into low post for Charles Kleeman, and over the back it's Todd Welch. He'll pick up his first. 3:14 left in the quarter. Bearcats lead it 40-34. Fulmer will play it in on the baseline once again. Looking for Kleeman on the lob pass, but he can't get it into him, so they get it to Cozier. Up top for Fulmer, near side for Erickson, back to Fulmer. Gets away from Hardy, running one-hander is good. It's an ugly shot, but it went in, and that's all that counts.
Doesn't have to be pretty these days as long as it scorches the net.
It still counts for 2. Hardy across midcourt on the near baseline comes to Welch. Just inside the three-point stripe, shot won't go. Hardy up high for the rebound. He followed, blocked by Gardner, and they'll call the foul.
That's a good strong putback on the jumper. Just kind of took a little fadeaway back, and the StarValley player Gardner just didn't really have any choice except to foul because John was fading back with that jump shot.
Third on Gardner, 4th team fouls right now. I think the Bearcats' superior overall athletic ability is showing up. Hardy was up way high for that rebound. First free throw up and good by John Hardy. Hardy now 3 of 4 from the line, and he'll get a second. Bearcat lead back to 5. Hardy will try and make it 6. Free throw on the way. That's the friendly rim. No pressure here so far in the second half from the Bearcats. At least in the back court. They'll pick it up at midcourt. Kazera across midcourt. Rolf comes over for the double team. Kazera dribbles out of it, gets it off to Fulmer on the far side. Pass to Gardner on the sideline, stolen away by Caskey, and we've got a whistle. They'll call the kicking violation as Caskey caught it with part of his foot there. So StarValley will play the ball in. We'll have, looks like Sanderson checking back into the lineup for the StarValley Braves. Douglas looking for their first ever state championship in boys basketball. 2:29 left in the third quarter. Fulmer will play it in on the near side. Pass comes up top to Kazera. Cross court for Fulmer. 18-footer on the way, in and out. Sanderson tips the rebound. It comes to Erickson. He follows short. Erickson again goes up for the shot. Good, and he'll be fouled by Nathan Rolfe.
And I don't know, I think that that's kind of a tic-tac because Nathan just put his hand up. He didn't even leave the floor that time.
Really, Erickson was trying the fall-away jumper on that one, it kind of looked like.
I think the official was just a little premature in his whistle. He kind of got the whistle out there and then realized he had blown it when nothing happened and he had to call something.
Third personal on Rolfe and the third team foul on the Bearcats. Erickson will be at the line, and now the official
had a little mix-up down the line. The Bearcat was in the middle instead of on the end.
So Erickson at the line, he'll get 2 shots. First one, or excuse me, he would complete the 3-point play. Inbounds comes through Hardy, gets away from Kazare in the back court. Hardy back the other way, gets it off to Rolf. Kicks it back up top for Hardy, thrown away by Kazare. As Hardy to beat goes up, and Hardy gets the foul. And they won't call the intentional, so Hardy, but it's his fourth foul now. John Hardy will more than likely have to come out of the game here, picking up his fourth.
Well, that's the kind of foul that you're always going to get the call on. Anytime that you've got a breakaway player and he's going for the basket, doesn't matter whether you get him or not, you're going to get whistled for the foul because you're there.
Kazare will be at the line. He'll get 2 shots. Tom Tomlin checking into the lineup. He'll replace Hardy, so the Bearcats will go with a bit of a larger lineup here. First free throw on the way, off the side of the rim, no good.
No, I used to say that if they miss that first one, when they get a foul like that, that the foul was never supposed to be called in the first place.
Yeah, that's how that works. The second one by Kazare is up and good. Rolf will bring it across midcourt for the Bearcats. He's picked up by Sanderson. Gets it to Mike Lehman. Off to Welch near side, up top for Rolf. Swing it on the far side for Caskey, 3-point range. Won't take it. Rolf gets the ball back up top. 1:48 left in the third quarter. Back to Caskey. Cross court for Welch. Drives past Kazare, gets on the baseline, and it gets stopped by Erickson. He'll get it to Tomlin. Cross court for Caskey. Up top for Rolf, working against Sanderson. Turnaround at the free throw line. It's up and good.
That's a beautiful move that Nathan Rolf has, that turnaround jumper from the right. He really executes that, and he elevates so well on his jump shot.
Kazare up top. Dribbles near side. Tried to get the pass in low. No one was open. Now to Erickson. Back up to Kazare. At the top of the key for Fulmer. He'll try the 3, and it's nothing but net. Cody Fulmer, or Clint Fulmer, excuse me, his third 3-point basket. Cuts it to a 1-point game. Bearcats lead at 44-43. Rolf across midcourt. Off to Todd Welch on the far side. 3-point range. Working against Kazare up top for Caskey. Gets away from Fulmer, and now Fulmer recovers. He'll get it up to Tomlin, back to Caskey in 3-point range. To Rolf, up high for Mike Lehman. Across the lane to Welch. Pulls up over Kazare. It's off the back of the rim, no good. Long rebound comes out to Sanderson. And it looks like StarValley will probably play for the final shot with 30 seconds left in the quarter. Kazare gets it near side to Fulmer, back up top to Jason Kazare. Kazare covered by Caskey. Gets it to Fulmer. 15 seconds left. On the far corner goes to Erickson. Back to Kazare. Gets away from Caskey. Goes in the lane. Picks it off on the near side for Gardner. Open from 15. It's no good. Rebound comes loose. Sanderson comes out with it. Puts it up with 3 seconds left. No good. Gardner gets the follow. He puts it too hard, and that's the end of the quarter. As the StarValley Braves had 3 chances that time to get the lead, and they couldn't do it. Our score at the end of the third quarter, it's a 1-point game. Douglas 44, StarValley 43, and Gary Reitmeyer, we've enjoyed having you sit in here for a few minutes.
It was a pleasure doing this. You know, I kind of wanted to get back into trying to get into swing. I've done a lot of play-by-play down in Ray. You know, we did a lot of boys and girls and football and wrestling even. We got involved with wrestling. I never did call play-by, but we had the principal of the middle school down there is quite a wrestling fan and quite a wrestler himself. So he knows a lot of the holds and the moves and stuff, so I got kind of involved with that this year. But we've done a lot of basketball. I just, Thursday night, I was in Denver and did a basketball game for our girls team that made it to Denver for the state tournament there. Our boys team didn't make it. We had some pretty good ball players down there. The class that is down there in Ray is probably equivalent to 2A here in Wyoming. I don't think they can match up to most of the 3A teams that are playing here. I know that if they played Douglas, they'd probably be whipped pretty decisively. So it's not a bad class of basketball. They play pretty tough. But they had 3 or 4 kids that were pretty tough, but they didn't go very far as the boys team was concerned.
Bearcats get the ball in the fourth quarter. They come out with their starting 5 once again. Hardy gets the inbounds near side to Caskey, up top for Todd Welch. Hardy with those 4 fouls. Trying to post up down low on Draney, who's checked back in for StarValley. And Draney is fronting him. Welch gets it up top, off to John Hardy. In the post to Lehman in the lane. Can't get the shot off. Picks it off for Hardy for a three. It's short. And Gardner pulls down the rebound. Back the other way, StarValley running. It's Rainey who goes up for the shot. It's no good, but he'll be fouled by Chris Caskey. Caskey will pick up his first and the fourth team foul.
And as you can hear, there's a little disagreement amongst the Douglas fans back here behind us that they didn't feel that should have been. But
so Drain will go to the line.
And that's it. Kind of depends on who's officiating the game. Sometimes you can get in a game, they'll let you play. But, and I guess the consensus is no blood, no foul, see? But in a game like this where it can have a tendency to get away from you sometimes, you got to watch it pretty close.
So how are Jeannie and the kids?
Doing well.
Good.
Doing well.
Good. Rainey will get two free throws here. First one won't go. StarValley is 2 of 4 from the line in the second half. Rainey will get a second. On the way, he gets that one. 3 points for Ty Rainey. Bearcats play it in. Hardy brings it up court. Hardy pulls up at the free throw line, gets it to Rolfe in the lane. Shot over Sanderson, won't go, but he's fouled. Nathan Rolfe gets the jumper over the taller man.
Sanderson jumps pretty well, but Nathan has just about an inch or two on him, and he elevates on that jump shot. So, I've seen some guys that jump pretty good, and he gets right to the top of his leap, and he's up there by then and gets the ball about another foot above his head.
Sanderson picks up his third as Rolfe goes to the line for 2. First one on the way and good. Rolfe now with 15 points and make it 16. He hits them both, and the Bearcat lead is at 2 points, 46-44 after Draney tied it up with the one free throw. Draney across midcourt, gets it on the far side to Erickson. Back up top for Draney. Comes near side for Fulmer, a three-point range. Down on the sideline goes to Gardner. He gets double teamed, gets it up for Fulmer. He'll try it for 3. Off the front of the rim, no good. Sanderson gets the rebound, follows it up too hard. Sanderson tips again, no good. Rolfe comes out with a loose ball, knocked away by Gardner, and he chases it down. Rainey has it up top, gets it off to Clint Fulmer. Rainey has it now, looking down low for Sanderson. They kick it off to Gardner on the baseline. 10-footer too hard, and we'll have a foul on the rebound. Looks like this one will go against StarValley.
44 on the push-off, Jared Erickson.
Erickson picks up his first, and we'll come back the other way and shoot free throws. And Gary, enjoyed having you here. I think we better let Mark step back in here.
Well, I don't know. He looks like he's enjoying just watching the ball game. But I appreciate you letting me sit in, Tom.
Okay.
And we'll maybe do it again one of these times. Maybe never know what's going to happen. Maybe we'll find KWIV and do our own thing. So I appreciate you letting me sit down with you.
Thanks a lot, Gary. Gary Reitmeyer. Hardy at the line for the 1-1. He gets the first. And Hardy will get a second. 6:26 left in the game as we welcome Mark Andrews back. Second one on the way. It's up and good. So the Bearcats back to a 4-point lead. It's 48-44. Draney has it across midcourt. Bearcats in their 31 defense. Causer comes up the near sideline, gets away from Nathan Rolfe. Passes up top for Sanderson. For Draney up top, pass on the far side for Jared Erickson. Excuse me, that's Gardner. Gets it out to Draney. Draney down low, throws it away. Nathan Rolfe comes out with the loose ball. Gets it off to Welch. He's across midcourt. Welch will cut in the lane. Has it knocked away from behind by Kazera. Goes out of bounds off of Gardner's face. Kind of got the close shave on that one, I think. As Erickson will sit down. And who will we have back in there? Can't see his number from here. Looks like Charles Kleeman, I think. And also in Andy Hawkinson back into the game. Bearcats will play it in on the baseline. They have the 4-point lead. John Hardy into Lehman on the near far corner. Tries the bounce pass to Rolfe. It's too far ahead of him, and on the loose ball, we're going to have a foul, I believe, called on Todd Welch here for the Bearcats. Welch picks up his second, and we'll have StarValley at the free throw line. It will be Clint Fulmer with the 1-and-1 opportunity. Fulmer's first trip to the line. It's on the way, it's around the rim, no good, and we have a whistle. Lane violation on Mike Lehman. Oh my goodness. In a situation like this, you don't see that very often when it's not a real obvious call, and that certainly wasn't an obvious call. So Fulmer gets to try again. We'll start the 1-and-1 all over again. Fulmer, it's on the way, and it's up and good, so he'll get another. Clint Fulmer, he's got 3 3-point baskets, a total of 14 points in the game. And he gets a second free throw. It's on the way, and he gets it. Inbounds comes to Hardy. It's a 2-point game once again. Bearcats lead at 48-46. Hardy gets double teamed. Has to loop off a pass to Rolfe. He gets it to Lehman across midcourt. Back to Nathan Rolfe, and he'll be fouled by Hawkinson. Andy Hawkinson picks up his second. Kind of have a feeling the team that wins this game is going to be the team that shoots the best free throws here in the fourth quarter.
And it keeps fouling Nathan Rolfe with his way he's shooting his free throws right now. It could be Bearcats' game right now.
Although he is only 3 of 6 in the game so far, he'll get the 1-and-1 here. First one is good. And he's now hit 4 in a row. So got off to a shaky start, but
StarValley starting to use a half-court press now as after they make the basket.
Second one up and good. Nathan Rolfe gets them both. He now has 18 points for the Bearcats. Long pass comes down to Gardner. Works down the baseline. Tries to get it into Sanderson. The pass is slipped. It comes out to Kazare. Kazare tries to drive. Actually blocked by Chris Cassie is the reason it was so far off the mark.
They're starting to apply that two-man defense on the man who has the ball, and that's really starting to, I think, frustrate StarValley.
Inbounds comes to Kazare up top for Fulmer. Back to Kazare on the far side. Gets it down low for Sanderson. We'll have a foul, I believe, on Lehman with the grab. Mike Lehman picks up his second. 50-46, Bearcats lead it by 4 points. We're at the 4:55 mark left in the quarter. The Bearcats have gone with their starting 5 pretty much the entire second half. The only substitute we had was Tomlin came in when Hardy picked up his 4th foul. Free throw by Sanderson is up and good, so he'll get a second. Sanderson now 2 of 3 from the line. Sanderson, leading scorer for the Braves on the season. Second one won't go. The long rebound is tipped out by Fulmer, and he can't save it on the far sideline. It goes out of bounds. So the Bearcats will get the ball. They have a 3-point lead. Inbounds comes to Nathan Rolfe. Rolfe across midcourt, gets it to Hardy in the high post for Lehman, kicks it off to Welch. Long jumper on the way, won't go, and Sanderson chases down the rebound. Kazare gets it to Fulmer across midcourt to Sanderson at the free throw line. Kicks it out to Kazare as he had Lehman on the defense. Kazare dribbles far side, gets it to Fulmer. Back up top to Kazare for Hawkinson. Sanderson gets it on the baseline for Fulmer. Tipped out of bounds by Hardy. So StarValley will play it in on the baseline. We were kind of thinking at the outset that the team that controlled the tempo would have the upper hand here. It's been kind of a slower tempo game, but the Bearcats have led pretty much the entire game. And 5-second violation is called. Fulmer tried to call the timeout, but he didn't call it in time. 5 seconds expire, and StarValley can't get the pass in, so the Bearcats get it. And now StarValley in a full court press. Inbounds to Rolf, off to Hardy, to Todd Welch at the midcourt line, and they'll call the traveling violation as he and Blair Gardner collide. That's kind of taking the easy way out. You don't call a foul on either guy. You just call the traveling violation.
Well, the easy way out, I guess.
It's not very easy for the Bearcats as StarValley gets the ball. Fulmer gets it on the near sideline, and it's stolen away by Hardy. Hardy gets past Kazarian, loses the ball. He'll get it off to Lehman, and he'll be fouled from behind. The shot was short, but he was hit from behind. They'll call it on Fulmer, I believe.
Then Fulmer coming right over the back there.
No question about that call.
Trying to deny Mike Lehman of the shot there.
Fulmer picks up his third. He'll sit down as checking back in. It's Jared Erickson. And Mike Lehman will be at the line.
When StarValley was trying to inbound that ball just a couple plays ago, I think what held them to not getting the ball inbound, they had two guys guarding the guy trying to throw the ball in. That was preventing the ball getting inbound.
First free throw up and good by Lehman. The Bearcats now 7 of 7 in the quarter on free throws. StarValley is 4 of 7. We'll kind of keep an eye on that. 4:02 left in the game. Lehman sets for the second. It's on the way, and it's good. Bearcats back to a 5-point lead. 52-47 halfway through this fourth quarter. Kazarian gets it across midcourt. Stolen by Hardy. Hardy goes down all alone, lays it up with the left hand, up and good. John Hardy, the big steal and the big basket, and StarValley wants the timeout. 3:46 left in the game. You can hear the Bearcat fans behind it. They're on their feet and screaming. Bearcats lead it by 7, and we'll be back after this 30-second timeout.
John Hardy got a good hand there.
The difference in the two sidelines is just unbelievable. The Bearcats are going crazy over here, and the StarValley fans are all sitting on their hands over across the way. You can tell who's ahead. Bearcats lead it by 7. That layup by Hardy gives him 18 points for the game. He and Ralph with 18 apiece for the Bearcats. Leading scorers for StarValley, Fulmer has 16. Paul Sanderson has 11. And StarValley will play it in. It comes into Kazarian. Same 5 still out there for the Bearcats. I imagine running on adrenaline right now. They've played awfully tough defense here for an awfully long time. Pass comes to Erickson, cuts down the baseline, and they'll call the block foul. Erickson just plowed over people there. It looked like he traveled first, and then he just started knocking people over on his way towards the basket. But they'll call the personal on Mike Lehman, his third.
It looked like Mike Lehman had his people firmly planted, but I guess not.
So going to the free throw line, it will be Jared Erickson. He's 4 of 5 in the game from the line. Fourth free throw is good. 3.5 minutes left in the game. Erickson sets for the second. It's on the way, and he gets it. He gets them both. Full court pressure. Inbounds comes to Hardy. He just races past everyone across midcourt. John Hardy will pull up, covered by Hawkinson, off to Todd Welch. No one comes out on Welch, so he'll just dribble once and hold the ball. Still no one out on him. They get it off to Lehman, over to John Hardy, covered by Hawkinson. Pass to Rolf, and reaching over, picking the personal foul will go Paul Sanderson. That's 4 on Sanderson. As those StarValley faces are starting to look just a little bit desperate out there right now.
Oh yeah, Bearcats aren't in any rush to get the shot off.
Bearcats known as a run and gun team, but what's done it for them so far has been their half-court defense and their half-court offense. They're working around, getting good shots. Rolfe at the free throw line for the 1-and-1. Can't get it to drop. Sanderson with the rebound. Kazare across midcourt. Gets away from Nathan Rolfe on the near sideline. Up top for Hawkinson. Bearcats lead it by 5. To Sanderson. Fakes the three. Has it knocked away by Cassie. And they'll call Cassie for the foul. Boy, a tough call. Looks like Cassie had all ball that time.
I thought maybe it was...
And they'll call it on Lehman, I guess. So Cassie had all ball, but Lehman was hanging on the back. So now that's 4 on Mike Lehman. Lehman and Hardy each with 4 for Douglas as Sanderson goes to the line. Sanderson 3 of 5 in the game. He'll get the 1-and-1. First one is good. He'll set for a second. Checking in for StarValley, Clint Fulmer coming back in. He'll replace Erickson. Neither team has substituted much here in this second half. You can tell it's a state championship game for sure. Sanderson sets for the second. It rattles around and drops. Inbounds comes to Hardy. Once again, he outraces the full court pressure. Gets it to Nathan Rolfe. Rolfe will cut in the lane. Has it knocked away from behind. They'll fade off of Rolfe. Oh, boy. And StarValley gets the ball back. 54-51. Bearcats lead it. Kazare across midcourt. Gets the pass to Hawkinson. Pass on the near side. Slipped out of bounds by Rolfe. Some determined-looking Bearcats out there. Inbounds comes to Kazare. To Hawkinson. Far side to Erickson. Lob pass underneath for Sanderson, and he gets the basket. Paul Sanderson. Inbounds to Hardy. Hardy on the dribble. Gets away from Hawkinson across midcourt. Near side for Nathan Rolfe, and the Bearcats want the timeout. They lead it by 1, 54-53. 2:18 left in the fourth quarter. We'll be back for more state championship action after this 30-second timeout.
Proud Douglas Bearcat sports boosters this season include Decker's Food Center at 11th and Richards. To support Bearcat sports is Dean Gully Motors, your winning Chevy dealer in Douglas. Dean Gully urges everyone to attend and support Douglas Bearcat sports. And for a new Chevy car or truck, see Dean Gully Motors, your winning Chevy dealer in Douglas. And boost your investment income without boosting your tax bill with a Franklin Fund available through Clark Lupton and Equitable Financial Companies. For more information, call 358-2928.
The wire here. 2:18 left in the game. The Bearcats swinging to a 1-point lead. As I recall, their biggest lead of the game has been 8 points. Neither team has really been able to pull too far away from the other. Both teams now break their huddle and will get set for action. Nathan Rolfe will come over to play the ball in. Still the same 5 out there for the Bearcats. Inbounds comes in the backcourt to Hardy with Hawkinson on him. Hawkinson across midcourt, pulls up on the dribble now. Gets the pass to Lehman. Back up top to John Hardy. Hardy dribbles near side, gets it to Nathan Rolfe. He's covered by Gardner, in low for Welch. Back up top for Rolfe. He'll try it from 3. Off the side of the rim, no good. Rebound is tipped, and Sanderson comes out with it. I'm not really sure that's what Coach Yeaman wanted. Long pass comes down to Gardner. Shot blocked by Rolfe. Gardner gets it back. Comes to Fulmer, and he travels. That's a beautiful block. He timed it perfectly. He had to reach out. He had to get out extra high because he was not in good position, and he gets the block on Gardner. I don't think Gardner thought he could reach it from there. Hardy or Rolfe will play the ball in. Comes to Welch, reaching over Fulmer. No call. The ball is loose. Welch gets it off to Nathan Rolfe, and he's across midcourt for the Bearcats. Off to John Hardy, 54-53. Bearcats lead. 1:35 left pass near side for Welch. Welch covered by Fulmer up to Mike Lehman. Sanderson out on him. Oh, no! 5 seconds is called. That was an awfully quick 5 seconds. Maybe I'm just being a homer here, but my goodness.
I thought that was a pretty fast 5 seconds myself.
Turnover for the Bearcats. Inbounds comes to Casper. Minute 25 left. And StarValley wants the timeout. They trail at 54-53. We'll be back for what should be a very interesting minute and 24 seconds after another 30-second timeout.
Down to the wire.
Proud to support Bearcat Sports is Dean Gully Motors, your winning Chevy dealer in Douglas. Dean Gully urges everyone to attend and support Douglas Bearcat Sports. And for a new Chevy car or truck, see Dean Gully Motors, your winning Chevy dealer in Douglas. And boost your investment income without boosting your tax bill with a Franklin Fund available through Clark Lupton and Equitable Financial Companies. For more information, call 358-2928.
John Hardy and Mike Lehman each with 4 for Douglas and 4 on Paul Sanderson. As we get set to get back to action, StarValley will have the ball. They'll play it in at mid-court here as we come back to action.
I don't know. I got this gut feeling this is going to go down to the wire, Tom.
Clint Fulmer will play it in on the near sideline. Fulmer will put it into the backcourt to Casper. Casper to Hawkinson. To Gardner on the far sideline. Gardner pulls up from 16 and gets it. Blair Gardner gets the basket. StarValley their first lead in the long pass down to Kasky. Fakes once, goes up with it, has it knocked away. No foul called. Just knocked out of bounds. As Kasky went under the basket, faked once. He had people jumping all over him. The ball knocked out of bounds, and the Bearcats will play it in. 1:05 left. StarValley leads it by 1. Long pass comes up top to Todd Welch. Near side for Lehman, and the post for Rolfe. Shot over Gardner. Good and left. Good swept shot by Nathan Rolfe. Got that turnaround in the lane once again. Blair Gardner will have the foul, his 4th.
Welcome down to the line.
Rolfe looks to complete the 3-point play and give the Bearcats the 4-point lead. Or excuse me, the 2-point lead. It's on the way, rims around, no good. Gardner with the rebound. He gets it off to Casper across midcourt. Long pass down to Fulmer. Double teams back up top for Casper. 45 seconds left off to Hawkinson. Back to Casper. Down low for Sanderson. Kicks it out to Hawkinson. Back to Casper. Gets away from Nathan Rolfe. Down low. Wild pass and Rolfe comes out with it. He's double teamed and finally they'll call the foul. I was wondering when they were going to do that. Clint Fulmer had Nathan Rolfe wrapped up from behind, and finally they call it. Will they give it to Gardner or to Fulmer? And they'll give it to Clint Fulmer. He now has 4. No, they'll call it on Gardner. Blair Gardner picks it up, and he's gone. Blair Gardner, his 5th.
Some big 1-point shots here.
Also known as free throws.
Free throws, yes. All this intensity's got me all stumbled.
Nathan Rolfe will shoot the 1-and-1. He has 20 points for the Bearcats. 30 seconds left in the game. Big free throws. Fans on their feet making the noise. Rolfe at the line. It's on the way, and it's good. He hits the first of the 1-and-1, so he'll get a second. So I'll try and shout over the Bearcat fans behind us here. Few things are as exciting as a state championship high school event. Second one on the way, and good. He hits them both. Inbound comes to Casper. Bearcats lead it by 3. StarValley wants the timeout. It's 58-55. Bearcats have the lead. 29 seconds left. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout.
At Curtin's Package Liquors, they're never low in spirits. Use their convenient drive-up window. Curtin's in downtown Douglas, a proud Bearcat sponsor, wishing the Bearcats the best of luck all the way to state. Key Bank of Wyoming for complete banking services, from checking and savings to brokerage services. Key Bank in Douglas at 240 South 4th Street. And for all your insurance needs, call Bert Butcher, your State Farm insurance agent in Douglas, 358-2996. Bert Butcher and State Farm, wishing the Bearcats good luck.
Going right down to the very end on this one. Everyone's getting their money's worth here tonight as the Bearcats lead at 58-55. 29 seconds left in the game. StarValley will have the ball on their own back court as the Bearcat fans on their feet once again as the herders, or as the Bearcats break their huddle and come back on the court. Bearcats see victory in sight. They are pumped up out there. They put 1 second back onto the clock. Back to 30 seconds as StarValley called the timeout before the inbound.
Douglas can't afford to do a foul.
Coaches Yeaman and Sieg both pointing to their heads, saying, now just be smart here, use your head, because there gets the inbound. Off on the far side for Hawkinson, long three-pointer, no good. Rebound Nathan Rolfe, gets it to Hardy. Hardy across midcourt, and we'll have the foul called at midcourt. Clint Fulmer will pick it up. The fourth on Fulmer. And John Hardy goes to the free throw line. Hardy with 18. And Hardy is 6 of 7 from the line in the game. He'll get the 1-and-1 opportunity here. We're down to 19 seconds. You hear the chant of Hardy. Free throw off the back of the rim, no good. Lehman rips out the rebound. Gets it off to Hardy. Cross court for Nathan Rolfe. Back to Lehman, and we'll have a foul. This one goes against Sanderson, and that's it for Sanderson. Paul Sanderson is done. He fouls out. Rolfe goes to the line.
Basically, this game is over. Bearcats have won a state championship.
Big offensive rebound by Mike Lehman there after the missed free throw. It will be Nathan Rolfe at the line for the 1-and-1. Rolfe shakes hands with Sanderson as he goes off the court. Erickson comes back in.
These Bearcat fans are going wild now. They know the championship in their hands.
Nathan Rolfe gets the 1-and-1. Rolfe has 22 points. Free throw up and good. Bear hugged by the other four Bearcats. Mike Lehman just picked him up off the ground. And now the Bearcats will pull their players off of the lane and into the back court. They won't even go for the rebound on this one. Rolfe, free throw in and out. Rebound to Erickson, off to Fulmer. 10 seconds. Bearcats ahead by 4. And Fulmer loses it on the far sideline and goes out of bounds. Something else for the Bearcats to scream about.
StarValley's going to have timeout.
And the Bearcats want the timeout here, so that gives us a chance to let you know about some Bearcat boosters who are bringing you a dandy game here tonight. 59-55. Bearcats lead it by 4 points. 7 seconds left. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout.
Another Bearcat booster for you this season. Lockwood's Carpet is your professional floor covering dealer in Douglas. Always the top quality at the best prices. Call Lockwood's Carpet in Douglas at 358-5161. The people of Antelope Pool Nurco are working to build their lives around a community they enjoy living in. Antelope Pool Nurco, proud to be a Douglas Bearcat sponsor this season.
Welcome back to the Casper Event Center, where it looks like the Bearcats are about to win their first state title in basketball. They'll play it in the back court. Get it into Lehman, and he'll step out of bounds on the baseline. Lehman got the inbounds and stepped out of bounds. So 6 seconds left. 1 second goes off the clock. StarValley will play it in. Comes into Kazir. Jumper won't go. Lehman with the rebound, and they'll just let the clock run out. The Bearcats are state champions.
They deserve it, too. What a game.
They have really come together in the last about 5 weeks of the season, and the fans rush onto the court, and they smother the Bearcats out on the court. Everyone going onto the floor. Now they'll hold everyone back. A few Bearcat fans make it onto the court. 59-55. The Douglas Bearcats are state champions.
They definitely deserve it. Oh, what a game.
3A state champions. They defeat StarValley 59-55 as the Bearcats will now make their way off the court and to their fans waiting near the entrance to the locker room. The Bearcats win it. They are the 3A state champions. We'll be back here at Casper Event Center after this 60-second timeout.
Proud to support Bearcat Sports is Dean Gully Motors, your winning Chevy dealer in Douglas. Dean Gully urges everyone to attend and support Douglas Bearcat Sports. And for a new Chevy car or truck, see Dean Gully Motors, your winning Chevy dealer in Douglas. And boost your investment income without boosting your tax bill with a Franklin Fund available through Clark Lupton and Equitable Financial Companies. For more information, call 358-2928. Products since 1910. Call your lumber number 358-3151. Converse Lumber Company at 2nd and Oak in Douglas. And at Mini Mart, the coffee is always fresh to go in your choice of sizes 24 hours a day. Mini Mart at 714 South 4th Street in Douglas says go Bearcats.
Event Center where the Douglas Bearcat boys basketball team has just won the state title. They defeat StarValley 59-55. We'll have our final statistics coming up here shortly. Not sure whether we'll get a chance to visit with head coach Rich Yeaman or not. We'll kind of hang around here for a little bit and hope that we do. But boy, what an elated feeling here. The Bearcat fans are all happy and they begin to file out here. Bearcats win it 59-55, and we'll be back after we take this 2-minute timeout.
At Curtains Package Liquors, they're never low in spirits. Use their convenient drive-up window. Curtains in downtown Douglas, a proud Bearcat sponsor, wishing the Bearcats the best of luck all the way to state. Key Bank of Wyoming for complete banking services, from checking and savings to brokerage services. Key Bank in Douglas at 240 South 4th Street. And for all your insurance needs, call Bert Butcher, your State Farm insurance agent in Douglas, 358-2996. Bert Butcher and State Farm, wishing the Bearcats good luck. After the game, make McDonald's Restaurant in Douglas your next stop. Try McDonald's 59-cent anytime menu, including 12-ounce shakes, yogurt cones, hamburgers, and hot apple pie. McDonald's on West Yellowstone in Douglas. And a longtime Bearcat booster, Boland's Food Market at 130 South 4th Street. They're your complete grocery store with quality meats and produce at reasonable prices. Boland's Food Market wishes the Bearcats the best of luck this season. Converse County Memorial Hospital, complete professional care and help with inpatient services and expanded outpatient clinics. It's your hospital, Converse County Memorial Hospital in Douglas. Jerry's Welding Service north on Highway 59 for all your home or industrial welding jobs. Call Jerry's Welding at 358-2712. Jerry's Welding, a proud sponsor of Douglas Bearcat Sports. And Carousel Flowers and Gifts, your only FTD florist in Converse County, plus gifts and cards for every occasion. Carousel Flowers and Gifts in the Medora Plaza, phone 358-9251. Some more of your proud Bearcat boosters include North Platte Physical Therapy at 1837 Medora in Douglas. Stop in and talk with Chuck Mangus about their complete physical therapy services and how they can help you. North Platte Physical Therapy, 358-9464. And Johnston Realty at 126 North 4th urges you to support the Bearcat Athletic Program whenever possible. Best wishes this season, Bearcats, from the friendly sign changers at Johnston Realty. Phone 358-3198.
Earlier took third place as they defeated Thermopolis 48-39. And we do have one other state championship score to pass along that we didn't do earlier. We'll do that now. The 4A girls game has been completed, and in that, it was the Gillette Lady Camels defeating a perfect season, an undefeated season, as they defeated Sheridan 75-58. So the Gillette Camels are the 4A girls champions this year. Coming up next will be the 3A girls championship, which is being televised by K2 Television. It will pit Jackson against the team that knocked off the Bearcats last night. The Wheatland Lady Bulldogs. Should be a good game there, as the Douglas Bearcats win their first state title in boys basketball. Doesn't look like we'll get a chance to visit with Coach Yeaman. We'll run down the final statistics here for you quickly, as I ended up giving Nathan Rolfe an extra basket somewhere along the line, so he actually finished with 21 points, only 21. Well, we might let him come back on the team next year. Yeah. Nathan Rolfe scores 21 for the Bearcats, who is 6 of 12 from the field, 1 of 2 on three-point baskets, and Rolfe 8 of 14 from the free throw line. Rolfe averaged 15 free throw attempts per game in this state tournament, simply because he took it strong to the basket, got posted up low, got inside and took it hard, and drew the fouls. Nathan Rolfe, 21 points tonight for the Bearcats, and another great game by John Hardy. He finishes with 19, 6 of 8 from the field, including 1 of 2 from three-point range, and 6 of 8 on free throws for 19 points for John Hardy tonight. Finishing with 9, it was Todd Welch. Kind of went cold there in that second half, and finishes 4 of 15 from the field and 1 of 1 from the line. Welch with 9 points. Mike Lehman, 6 points for the Bearcats, 2 of 3 from the field, 2 of 2 from the line. Got that big offensive rebound on the missed free throw late in the game that really clinched it for the Bearcats. Lehman finishes with 6. 4 points for Chris Casper, but that doesn't begin to tell you what kind of a game he had. He was all over the place on defense. An impressive defensive effort by Chris Casper. 4 points, 2 of 4 from the field. Playing and not scoring were Tom Tomlin and David Philo for the Bearcats. And here comes the head coach for the state champion Douglas Bearcats. Kind of has a nice ring to it, doesn't it, Coach?
Tom, I tell you what, I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. I can't say enough about our basketball team. They've got so much heart, and regardless of what type of adversity that we had to deal with, we found a way to win. And I'd just like to say to you, I've told you, week after week that we're on a mission, and now I'd like to tell you that the mission's been accomplished.
You could see it in their eyes tonight. They just were very focused on this, and there was no way they were going to lose this.
All right, I tell you what, they played very intelligently. We capitalized on our team speed, and it was just a real team effort. We only played 6 or 7 players, and it was that kind of basketball game. StarValley's an excellent basketball team, and we had to play our best game of the year offensively and defensively to really capitalize on their mistakes. And Paul Sanderson is a great basketball player, and he gave us all we could deal with.
And the speculation before the game was kind of the team that controlled the tempo was going to win this, but really, it was really kind of at StarValley's tempo, and you guys beat them at their own game tonight.
Well, we did, and I wasn't, really disturbed with that, because we were making excellent decisions with the basketball. They read what the StarValley defensive scheme was giving us, and we found the seam, we skipped the ball, and I haven't looked at our stats yet, and probably won't until my feet come back down to the ground. But we made smart decisions with the basketball, and free throws once again, I think spelled the difference in the ball game.
Yeah, your half-court defense tonight was the best I've seen you play all year, and you really did a great job on them. They got really frustrated.
Well, they did, and we moved our wings up a little bit after halftime, because, they were getting the ball inside to Paul Sanderson, then they were kicking the ball back out to Erickson, and Erickson was knocking down a 2 or 3 and trying to get us spread out, and by doing that, they were able to get the ball inside to Paul, and we simply wasn't going to allow that to happen. I don't even know how many he ended up with, but he's their prime-time player, and I thought we did a great job with him.
I thought Chris Casper defensively he's played great all year, and he had another fantastic defensive effort tonight.
You know, I don't think there's any question. You know, and one of our unsung heroes, I think, is Todd Welch. Todd Welch, he's kind of a plotter, but I tell you what, he got the job done for us today on the boards.
Great on the boards tonight.
You bet.
And also Nathan Rolfe, I think one of the keys to your success here at the tournament has been that you've been able to get Nathan Rolfe down low in some good position where he's gone strong to the basket and drawn lots and lots of fouls. He averaged 15 foul shots per game here at the state tournament.
Oh, I know that. You know, and that was not by design. You know, our offense is an offense that incorporates all 5 players. And, you know, when we skip the ball around and get through our player rotation, you know, this week at the state tournament, just by fate, you know, Nathan ended up on the block and we got the ball to him. You know, a couple of times the ball was supposed to go to Mike Lehman. We were late with making the entry pass and we had a turnover. But, you know, anytime that we get a defensive player on the backside or on the hip on the block, we want to enter the ball. And we didn't make, real good decisions early in the ball game when we were looking to get the ball inside.
Okay, so the Douglas Bearcats are state champions. We do have 5 seniors for the Bearcats who finish up their careers as Bearcats. They certainly finish up the right way. Let's talk a little bit about your seniors.
Well, I tell you what, you know, you win state championships with seniors who are great leaders. And, you know, they may not be, you know, blessed with great raw talent, but I tell you what, Tom, they've got hearts that you can't believe. And I would rather coach players that have hearts and will, you know, just work their fannies off like they have for us all season. And, you know, it made my job really a fun job because, you know, they just work their fannies off. And I think what's more important to me, you know, obviously the state championship and the first ever for Douglas High School and for Douglas, Wyoming, you know, it really excites me. But, you know, they represented our community, they represented our high school, and they represented me and their parents in tremendous fashion. You know, they are great citizens and they're great students, you know, and we're going to miss them. You know, they'll always have a place in my heart, and I'll never forget them because they gave me my first state championship that I have ever had in 22 years of coaching.
And just for the record, our seniors for the Bearcats are Chris Caskey, Todd Welch, Mike Lehman, Tom Tomlin, and who's the other one I'm missing?
Did you say Todd Welch?
And Todd Welch, I think. So we have 5 seniors, and you know, I finally have a chance to cover a state champion here. And what I've realized is it takes a lot more than one thing. It took some good strategy. It took some good mental preparation on the part of, I know you as a coaching staff have been getting them ready for this night for about a month now, and it took cohesive efforts, and it took you go down the list, and you guys completed it all, and that's why we're state champions.
Well, you know, we're just really thankful. You know, we're thankful. You know, it just goes to prove that with commitment, dedication, hard work, and some luck, you know, you can be a state champion. And you know, we simply weren't going to be denied tonight. And I just thank everyone. I thank the players. You know, I thank my staff. I thank the administration. I guess it's more important. You know, I thank Mom and Dad at home who have raised these children, and they should be extremely proud of them. And I know they are. You know, they're great people.
Okay, so, well, the Bearcats, they've played an exciting brand of basketball for us all year, and they've come through with a state championship and something very well deserved. So the Douglas Bearcats will say once again, congratulations, head coach Rich Yeaman. All of Douglas is very proud of you guys.
Thank you very much, Tommy. Our thanks especially to KWIV and all of the work and time and effort and support that you've given to us.
Okay, thanks for that. Head coach Rich Yeaman of the state champions. We'll say it again just because it sounds so good. The state champion Douglas Bearcat basketball team. As we're about set to wrap things up here tonight, the StarValley Braves were led by Sanderson with 15 points, and Clint Comer also with 15. Jared Erickson added 14. As the Douglas Bearcats, they will return to Douglas as state champions, and I'm sure we'll have something on the waves this weekend or some kind of leading them back into town when they return tonight. So keep listening for that. We'll try and advise you of that. But we're going to take off and let this next game get underway, the 3A Girls Championship. For those of you following along, the final championship game tonight we'll have in the 4A boys. we'll have, let me see if I can find it here real quick. I can't find the right page. Gillette, the defending champions, taking on undefeated Cheyenne Central in the boys 4A final. And we just got a score in from the WAC championship. And in that score, it was BYU upsetting Utah 51-49 down in Wyoming for the WAC title. And BYU gets the automatic berth into the state, or into the NCAA tournament. But we're concerned with the Bearcats, and they are state champions this year. 4 more Andrews. And for everyone who's been on the air all throughout the day here on KWIV, we'd like to thank you very much for listening to Bearcat Basketball, and thanks so much to our sponsors because they make it all possible. If they can't sponsor it, then we can't bring Bearcat Basketball to you. So thanks so much to them. Let them know that when you stop in at these participating businesses. And this is Tom Stokes from the Casper Event Center, bidding everyone a very good night.
Crazy Troy.